Yo, what's going on, everybody? Sorry, coming on a bit later than usual, man. So we'll be tapping in what we got about 8 minutes later. So, and this was a random schedule up. I meant to get up a little bit later, you know what I'm saying? Well, earlier rather. I need to stop being later. So I'm gonna start getting them probably scheduled out for the week. Probably get the spaces scheduled out for the full weeks and stuff like that going forward. So allow a few people to fall in. I see we got a couple people coming in. What's going on? How you guys feeling? What up, Vern? What up, Justin? How you guys feeling?
Sure. Doing good, man. How you doing?
Pretty good, man. Can't complain, man.
And Bitcoin is, doing whatever right now. So
Yeah, we're gonna check into that. I'm actually gonna pull my screen up. What up, Justin? How you feeling, man?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Another day in paradise.
Perfect, perfect. All right. So, meantime, in between time, let's take a brief look at the overall market and what we're kind of looking at right now. So, we got zoom in a bit. So we got Bitcoin sitting at 66,167 right now. So on a 24-hour period, it has retraced a little bit. ETH has retraced also to about 3,200. Did almost I think it almost touched above like 3,500 or so, but did pull back a bit. So how you guys feeling about Bitcoin and ETH before we kind of go further in the price action? You guys think we got some normal price action? We going down lower? What you guys feeling right now?
I mean, I think with Bitcoin, it's a lot of like right now we're hearing a little bit of like the United States moving some Bitcoin around. So with kind of just some fear and uncertainty and doubt going on there with what they're going to do with that. So I think that's kind of what we're seeing, a little bit of a pullback after the price action we had over the last couple of days, which was pretty nice, coming back up above. I think we touched like 69K or something like that. So with that little bit of the fear of the unknown of what America's going to do with their Bitcoin and things like that, especially after hearing Trump say that Bitcoin's going to be part of the reserve moving forward if he's elected. So we'll have to see. I still think we're in that sideways pattern until election. So
I mean, like I said in the beginning, I think Bitcoin is just being Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin is going to do whatever it wants to do. It's the king of the market. It's digital gold. And the only thing I got to say, and I'll just drop the mic after this. Um, 108 billionaire, 108 billion. Van Eck CEO says his portfolio is over 30% Bitcoin. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, yeah, that could definitely tell you a lot, man. Who's buying it, when they're buying it, man. If you pay attention to those things, man, those are definitely big signs to a bullish nature. And then so I heard somebody mention in the space. I think it was who was it? M Kid, I think it was saying pretty much Bitcoin has never gone into a downtrend, and I actually wanted to kind of look into that and kind of look at the chart, but you got to look at it on a longer time frame to kind of see that. So let me get rid of
Well, let's
this.
take a look.
So
well, while he's doing that, shout out Grind Time, Tammy J, Barbara in the house. How y'all doing? How you doing?
yo, what's going on? Appreciate you guys stopping by. How you guys feeling today? What's the word?
Grind time. Thanks for letting me know about Gotti, bro. I'm like 1.6 now. I'm trying to get to that too.
Okay, that's what's up.
Tammy J. Barbara. Hello, ladies. How are y'all doing tonight?
All right, so we got right now. This is the month chart. So I mean, if you're looking at the progress of it, I mean, especially if you're starting right here, because you pretty much got like a straight line of consolidation. I could blow it up and show it, but then you see the uptrend, then we kind of come back, another uptrend, come back, kind of consolidate for a big out break right here, pull back, once again go up new all-time high, and then that pullback that we had when we didn't hold the support level, pull back. So it never really did pull back to a point to where it was just concerning. You know what I mean? As far as the progress, if you were in at the beginning or if you were just watching this historically from the beginning of Bitcoin. Anybody
Yeah.
got any thoughts on that? Well, I think that it's pretty smooth transition over the years.
Is it me or are you rugging a little bit?
I'm working a little bit.
You sound clear to me. I'm not sure.
Is it me or is
uh,
it
Can you hear me now?
I hear you.
yeah, it
Yeah,
might be me. I've
Vern
been
sounds a
playing with this
little
Wi-Fi
staticky.
extender, so it might be because I just had these new extenders and I don't think they're working out that well.
Okay, yeah. Tammy says I'm clear. You're coming through clear too. I'm sorry, I'm choppy. No, I was just asking how do you feel about the progression of Bitcoin just as a whole? Just by looking at the chart. What up, Foz?
I mean, I think it looks good. I mean, it never really goes back below any trend. We never dip too far down. There's some shakeout points, some points that are going to shake out some people who are, not don't have that conviction of the play. But overall, I mean, any chart that looks like the Bitcoin chart right there, I mean, that looks like a pretty darn healthy one. Where you have some stable support, you have some, good support lines. You got some resistance lines in there too, but the overall the way it moves, it's pretty nice. Yeah, we've had some big pullbacks, but those big pullbacks usually get eaten up. Uh, so yeah, I mean, and I personally think the chart looks pretty damn good.
Yeah. So shit. For me, I think that it looks solid. I like the progression that we've seen overall. You see a volume push, and then it try to hold certain levels, and then when it doesn't hold those levels, it finds a lower level of support to kind of consolidate that and then move forward from. So I think that's possibly what we see here. We are getting a lot of rejection around this range, as you can see when we get to around the 70K or so range. Pretty much wick up, then we got wick on the price action right here. So that's what kind of indicates to me we may have a little bit of a pump, but I think that we still retrace a little bit, possibly find another low, consolidate,
So
and then go back up.
so Cuff, when you see that much resistance there at 70K, once it breaks through that and breaks through pretty healthy, is that not usually a pretty solid support line?
Oh yeah, no, that's at that point we're pretty bullish, and especially if we can get a retest of that support and it's a solid retest to where it validates that support level that we just previously used as resistance, then we're probably looking at a launch pad for a little bit.
Yeah, that's kind of how I look at it too. Is when we have so many, like we're on what, the month here. So you got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months of basically kind of hanging around the same 15 to 20K range. So as soon as it breaks through that, I personally would see that as a really strong support level. Uh, so, but man, like I said, man, the chart looks good overall.
Yeah, so just the health of it. Then this is my smart money versus retail money indicator that I kind of track a bit. So as we can see through previous times to where we have an abundance of smart money in the market, which is indicated by the red. When we're dominated by smart money, we have larger runs in the market. Like you can see the volume in there for a little bit. Even if you come back here, you can see the smart money kind of entering the market. So beforehand, you really didn't see any smart money at all, period, around this range or so. There's literally none. So as you start to gradually get to here, this is where, you know what I mean, it's starting to get more support, more people looking at it, more institutions were looking at Bitcoin. So you start to see an uptick, and then that's when you start to see the uptrend in here. So if you were like on to cryptocurrency and on the Bitcoin around shit, what is this?
2015.
Yeah, 2015 on a Tuesday to be exact.
Turn it up
Yeah.
on a Tuesday.
So if you just bought on this Tuesday and just kind of rolled this wave for a little bit, man, you know what I mean? Like, it might not have looked like a whole lot of progression, but you can see the increase of smart money entering the market as you kind of keep going. Then it has that period to where it's bullish, pulls back a little bit, and you can see the pullback. Smart money starts to leave the market. Then smart money enters back, a little bit of a pump, pulls back again, and then you got this little consolidation range. And then this is really when we boomed around, let's say, it was like a flat area right here in consolidation, and then this is where you see the spike and smart money kind of entering the market again. But you can see the range we're in right now. We're in a range to where the smart money's pulling back just a little bit if you look at the trend, but it's still present inside of the market at this point. So
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's kind of why we've seen the pump or the run that we've had over the last year. From going from 15K, smart money got out before that. It touched 15K. Smart money's like, yeah, it's time to get back in. So, and that's as you see here on the chart, you can see that with the red coming back in, and that's why we're up, quite a bit. Over the last year and a half, 2 years.
yeah. So I think that the ranges that we're in right now. So if you look at the month chart, we look pretty damn bullish. It looks like we've been bullish for some time. We just had a pullback in between this range, which you can see is like in between 2022, 2023 was like really minimal volume. You can see the smart money leaving towards the end of 23, and then as we're in 24 right now, you see the smart money began to enter back into the market, which you've seen some patterns of this previously right there, you know what I mean, with these waves of smart money coming back into the market. So
absolutely. I mean, even going back to like 2019, where smart money was basically like almost out, where we had a nice little comeback, smart money came back in, and we still had a pullback, but that pullback led to all-time high for smart money again. So I mean, it history does repeat itself. So if we're looking at that, it's we could have a little bit of a pullback, but after that pullback, we could see all-time highs again.
Yeah, essentially that's what most people call the shakeout. You know what I mean? Most people who enter high, who expect it to keep basically blasting past these resistance levels and kind of go down, they don't DCA, most end up selling, especially if they see a significant drop. Like if this went to like 40K, it's going to scare the average investor, especially if they've invested around 60K, maybe up because it's at 66K right now. And they feel like we have a good position to kind of blow past these levels. A lot of people still feel bullish. Like a lot of my indicators are still showing bullish on the longer time frames. Like you see my what up, M Kid?
We got M Kid in the building. What's good, man? Truly exclusive in the building. What's good? Fire Dozer Mike. What's good? But yeah, a lot of times when you look at charts, we look so much on the 15-minute, the hour, the day. Sometimes you really got to zoom out. Zooming out and getting the full big picture. It really does kind of help put in perspective where we are on a chart. Granted, some of these, a lot of us are meme coin degenerates. There's not a lot of chart to go back and look at. But some of these other plays, like Bitcoin, some of the other alts and things like that, when you zoom out, you can really see, how good they actually are doing. And this chart right here for Bitcoin looks really good. So, and as we know, where Bitcoin goes, the rest of the market's going to go. So I'm sure Ethereum probably looks somewhat similar.
Yeah, we're gonna check into that too. But my main reason for this was to kind of show like previous data. we didn't hang around in these ranges as long during this period or this period. As you can see, we have way more time and more skin in the game around these higher ranges, around 60 to like 70K.
Right.
So that's bullish nature in itself. But what you do see is similarities in the price action and price rejection around certain ranges, and then a downtrend shortly after. So you see the wick indicating the price rejection, and then you see a pullback normally. So we've had multiple different rejections. Unless we get like some super bullish news, I think we're possibly in for a little bit more of a pullback or a consolidation at the most before we decide if we go up or down.
Right. And it's one of those things, like you said, we didn't spend, in 2021, 2022, there wasn't a lot of time spent at 70K, in the upper 60s. And here we are, sitting around, that 60 to 70K range for the last 6 months. It's I think once we break through that, that 70K is going to be a really really strong support level for us.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Especially if we break through, retest, and use it as a support rather than break through. And as you've seen previously, we don't hold those ranges. We just go touch it, come back down underneath it, kind of use it as a resistance level, go back up, touch it, bam, back down, resistance level, and then you can see right here, you can see the smart money has almost topped out, which you'll see that at different ranges too. It doesn't stay at this topped out range for an extended period of time either. Most times, I mean, you'll see it for sometimes some weeks or, you know what I mean, a couple months, depending on how bullish we are. But eventually it does pull back, and then we'll see a little bit more volume, then it'll pull back, and then you'll kind of see that it's higher, well, lower highs, and we're kind of pulling back because we're not going as high as we previously went. So
Right. And you can tell where, like if you look at 2021, where like smart money got out real quick. I mean, what happened in 2021? That was the end of the bull run, right? So we had a lot of things happening. China bans crypto for like the 7 millionth time. Uh, we had the pandemic. Everything kind of hit all at once, and so and even now recently we've had with Germany selling their supply, we saw a nice little pullback there, which probably is the little yellow spot on the end of the chart over there is probably what that is. But we've bounced back nicely from that.
yeah, so, Vern, can you hear now? You good?
I don't know, man. My internet's tripping, so I didn't want to like talk too much. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Okay, okay, word. So yeah, that's what we're looking at as far as Bitcoin right now. I think personally, because if I'm looking at this from a perspective of higher, well, lower highs, this is definitely higher than this, and this is the peak that we're getting to right now, and then getting price action rejection right here. So see how we go. Think we're not gonna have like a substantial pullback unless we break like that 60K, 59K range.
Yeah, I mean, and that could happen. When we find out, with the United States moving, doing some Bitcoin stuff, moving and that around, depending on what they do with it, we could see that pullback. Um, but I personally just think that's a shakeout.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how people react to it. But you can see as I go down on the time frames, you can start to see the indication that smart money is slowly leaving the market. You can't really see it as much on the longer time frames. Go to the week and kind of see it pulling back. Go to the day chart, looks a lot different and kind of puts things into perspective on a shorter time frame. So you can see abundance of smart money was in the market. We had a pullback right here. Then we started to have this uptrend. As you can see, smart money coming back into the market, topping out around this range, starting to have a little bit of a pullback. And then you can see once again, we did not break this plane, which would have had us still bullish. We had a lower high, which kind of, you know what I mean, kind of shows with this smart money coming back out of the market, dip down, consolidate for a little bit. So little bit of smart money right here and a little bit of an uptick in the market when you kind of seen it go to what are we top out at about 70K or so. But once again, it looks like that smart money seems to be leaving out of the market as you start to go some of these lower time frames.
I wonder if that could be, because of the election coming up. Just they're waiting, smart money waiting to see what happens in the election. What's going to happen there? Uh, who knows?
Yeah. So not saying that it's not bullish, but I mean, you cannot be bullish on a short term, but long term, you're still bullish. It pulls back a little bit, still holds a certain support range that has it in a bullish nature, goes back up, retests that resistance level we couldn't pass through. If we get a good retest, should break through. Hopefully, we go up a little bit, come back, retest that as support, bounce, go back up. Then I'll be a little bit more excited. You know what I mean? Like that's what's gonna kind of make me super bullish on where we're at right now. But you can see
Right.
similarities in ETH too. Wick, price action lower. So trying to hold support levels around this range, but it looks like we could possibly pull back a little bit. Once
Yeah, I think the whole market. I think we're just kind of in this, this consolidation limbo period where we're just kind of waiting to see what's going to happen, in the next couple of months.
yeah,
And I don't think, I think either way, especially here in the States, we focus a lot. It's an election year. It's a big time. Um, I think no matter either side that wins, I think the bull run's going to come. I just think it comes quicker and harder with one. It might take a little time with the other one, but I still think it's going to happen, and we're going to be very, very happy when it does.
M Kid said, I've been having internet issues as well. Weird conspiracy. Think that's Vern having the internet issues, but yeah, no, I can see it.
Testing, testing.
Yo,
We got you.
So I've been like kind of in and out because I was like paying attention to my phone, trying to see what this internet is doing. But did anybody take a look at past history, July and August? Because usually around July, August, we'll move, but it kind of really don't move. And then all of a sudden, boom, around September, October, we start moving all of a sudden. So is it that same pattern, Cuff, or is it a little bit different?
it's it's similar with some differences to it. So the only thing that I would say right this second is we've held higher ranges as far as Bitcoin comes, and ETH is a little bit different, but we had a little bit more Bitcoin dominance going through in this market, so that could be why that is. And we had a lot less volume on Ethereum also with some of these other blockchains kind of siphoning some of that volume over to their blockchain just due to a lot more memes and different projects kind of migrating from having the perspective that the only place to launch a token is on the Ethereum network. So
Preston in the building. What's good, man? Yeah, and I think we've seen a little bit of less volume on Ethereum, just like you said. Other blockchains coming out, and projects kind of moving over there with that price. The gas fees alone will have people migrating from ETH to other blockchains just because it's so much dang cheaper.
yeah, yeah, but I still think we see going into the bull run. I still think that Ethereum houses a lot of potential blue chip tokens, and also it houses that prestige just from previous time frames, that if you want a solid project that's worth investing into, most larger investors are not really heading towards BNB. A lot of them weren't going towards Solana just because everybody sees Solana as a rug pull heaven, so Ethereum kind of became that main base. But I think that base may be something different with that. It may attract some attention just because it already has mainstream attention, and it gives you that premium investment opportunity without having to sacrifice the money with those gas fees.
And another thing to it is Base. It has Coinbase, which is BNB was really hot during the last bull run, connected to Binance, the number one exchange. So having Coinbase, base on Coinbase and all that, I would not be surprised if I think Base is going to be doing. I think Base has one hell of a bull run, to be truthfully honest.
Yeah, so we'll kind of see how that plays out. I want to see where the volume really lies between a lot of these different blockchains, just because there's so many different options and people are starting to get a little bit more adventurous. Whereas to last bull run, you could have told somebody, hey, you can buy this token on BNB or you can buy this token on Solana. They would have thought about transferring their ETH because that's 9 times 10 what all they had already. And the process of doing it, think about losing their money, and then they don't want to do it anymore. It's like, nah, I'll just tell me when you got to play on ETH. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that mindset is opening up a little bit because so many different people are seeing these different projects launch on different blockchains and getting supported by people who used to support ETH, and seeing some of the bigger players move over and a lot of these tokens do a lot of gains. There's just a lot to be made over there and a lot less loss on just transaction fees, I think.
Yeah. Preston says, so blessed to have AdvantisX. Been scanning contracts for the last hour. Man, AdvantisX is going to do, we're talking about meme coins and popping up and during the bull run. I think AdvantisX is going to be a tool that we are all using daily. When we hear new project, we want to make sure it's legit. So we throw it in that contract reader and let that AI do its thing.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Hopefully more people start to utilize it, man. I know we're just now starting to make a little bit of noise, man. We got a lot more noise to make. A lot of fun things to come, and most of it's directed towards just giving people what they need to trade with. You know what I mean? So I think that's big in this space. Let me see it.
And that's the beauty of having you kind of in the leadership in the role is you're a trader. You're a true degen. So any tool that you think could help you in trading is probably going to help the everyday trader as well. So I'm excited to see what Advantage pulls out and what they got working with.
Man, I think Solana is slowly trying to make itself like almost follow the course of like ETH and Bitcoin. If you guys are kind of following like the trends that this had, like back towards this area, it had like its own algorithm. I feel like it was following because Bitcoin and Ethereum had its own, like they had their own trend that they were following. But hold on, I gotta let me see. Add. Let me see what I want to add. Add ETH. What's my keyword? Which did it pop up? Let's see. I would have to hide everything. I think it's one of these damn lines. But they actually on TradingView you can put another chart on top of a chart, which is fun. What am I trying to do? Bam. Also, it's our orange. What color pops out a little bit more? White. Let me find.
Is it, you got it on crypto cows? But say, is that the same?
Nah, I'm like, this is not. I'm like, this is not ETH chart. Let's see if I can. Let's see. Bitcoin it pops up, but it's like, why do I hate these things?
While he's doing that, John Godfrey in the building. What's up, y'all? What's good? What's good? Let's see here. They have some grind says they have some amazing projects, but that's the big boys playground. Yeah, facts. Definitely. I've scanned all of my tokens and I have more bad ones than I thought. It happens, Tammy J. it happens, but luckily you got the tool to be able to scan it and see exactly what you got.
I'm gonna have to play with it again because right now it's blowing me. I can't get the chart to lay how I wanted to. But before and I was able to actually overlay the chart. I'll play with it tonight and I'll be able to next time I come on the stream, I'll overlay a couple charts and kind of show you the similar trends. But if you put Bitcoin on, well, ETH on top of Bitcoin and kind of show the trends that it's in, it's actually cool to kind of see the similarities of the pullbacks when they pull back, how they kind of follow each other. It's actually pretty cool to see. But yeah, I'll play around with that. I don't know why I'm forgetting. It's been a little while. Let's see what I missed in the chat. Man, what's going on, John?
What's good, John? Grind time.
All right, so I don't think I wanted to pull up anything else. There's a couple sleepers that I've been looking at that I think nobody pays attention to, and I think ICP is one of them. This chart you got really finagle to actually see, but I don't know if anybody messed with ICP at all. Period.
Yeah, it's never been one that I mess with too much.
As you can see, it had a nice consolidation around like $2-3 or so, and then had this gorgeous run up to about $20. I think their concept is going to be something that's looked at along with AI. They're pretty much kind of trying to come up with their own concept of like their Web3 internet that can't be shut down or like monitored or restricted or anything like that that can be built on. So I think they have a lot of interesting things to come, which is why it's kind of holding around this 9, 10, or $8 to $10 range, I'll say. But that is the realm of the blue chips that we're kind of looking at. But overall market, like I said, pull back a little bit. I think we might pull back a little bit more. BNB's holding pretty tough actually at 583.
I'm not gonna lie, that's the first time I've actually looked at BNB, and the fact that it's at 583 is kind of just shocked the hell out of me.
It's been a while.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've looked at BNB.
We don't really use BNB over here in the stateside, so and
Yeah.
all the FUD they were trying to create, and now it's like you can't buy it anywhere, kind of, sort of, but you still can. So people just started looking towards other places.
Yeah, man, it became XRP to a certain extent, man.
Did you see John Goffrey's comment over there? It said, "If you give a damn, you got to scan."
Definitely,
Facts.
definitely, man. Don't get rug pulled. What's going on, Peter? How you feeling, Peter? But yeah, man, Solana's been holding pretty well too. I would have to say. From
I was surprised too.
The lonely, I know we remember the ranges of like $20 or so. You know what I mean? And everybody was kind of looking at it. Another blockchain meltdown, pretty much. Nobody's ever to move their cryptocurrency. Things are off at the moment. So there was a lot of people that said, man, I don't see Solana doing anything. I always thought Solana was still going to do something. I just wasn't super bullish on the blockchain shutdowns, but Solana has always kind of had its place in the market, and for some reason, even with the shutdowns, which there are not too many blockchains that just have shutdowns to where nobody can really move anything. Every transaction rates are slower and stuff like that. But this one is one that does it and somehow still remains bullish. And I still see that Solana, especially in the bull run, I see Solana doing well.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, I think it's made itself kind of like the last bull runs BNB, where it's not quite as popular as Ethereum, it's not as popular as Bitcoin, and Solana's not as popular as BNB, but I think it's kind of put itself up there as it's kind of the a mainstay, but like not one that is going to be Bitcoin, Ethereum, or BNB.
I think a lot of people saw XRP doing better than Solana at this point, but through everything that they kind of went through, I don't know. I still think that in the future we might see something cool from that direction, but as of right now, they've essentially turned themselves into a stable coin for a little bit. It just keeps this really tight, almost like 10-cent range that it kind of travels in.
Yeah. And during the bull run, as we know, everything runs and things run for absolutely no reason. So solid projects, with what all that XRP has gone through, I think they'll do okay in the bull run.
So are there any other tokens on like the top 50, top 100 that you guys have any type of interest in? Have you guys been watching anything, or is something on your radar that you're going to be just DCAing and just putting some money in as you kind of go through Web3 just this bull run?
I'm more just interested in like what Bitcoin is going to do, to be honest, because and like I said, I mean, when Bitcoin moves, everything else is going to move. But one blockchain that I'm always bullish on is Avalanche. And the one thing about the Solana blockchain, it looks like it's almost running like when Bitcoin starts running, Solana starts running. And then after Bitcoin like kind of cools off, Solana tries to, but then it goes, all right, let me go back in my cubby hole and be in third or fourth or fifth place. But in Avalanche, I've noticed it'll jump up to say $35 and then it'll drop down to say like $20 or $22 or $23. This is good for like a day trader or a swing trader. Well, excuse me, a swing trader. Somebody that can wait a couple weeks to go back and forth. Yeah, if you look at the historical data, man, you'll see that man, it got these nice little jumps, man, to where if you got a lot of capital, this would be one of the tokens you can get in and get out and make a significant amount of money.
Yeah, and I actually just saw an article today. MKID had to dip out. Oh man, that's rough. Appreciate you for stopping by. Cuff, you
Yeah,
pull that up.
man,
Yeah,
appreciate you stopping by. I'm sorry I didn't even say what's up to you, brother. What's up, M Kid? I don't know if you can hear this, but shout out to you, man. And I'm on my way to 2.
that's what's up, bro. I don't know if you saw this one, but California DMV puts 42 million car titles on Avalanche Network and digitalization push. So that just popped up on my.
And this is what I'm trying to tell people, Justin, is like, I don't say a lot, but when I do say something, like, just kind of pay attention when it comes to certain things. When it comes to like the roll of the dice tokens, I mean, all I can do is go with what certain people tell me behind the project. And if it's not coming to fruition, I mean, figure it out on your own. It's not my liberty sometimes to sign an NDA and I can't say certain things. So, but that's what I'm talking about. But before we go, this is one thing I want to bring up about Bitcoin, man, because people always say, "Oh my gosh, it costs too much." I get it, but you have to change your mind state, right? So 5 years ago, let me break this down so everybody listen up. And if everybody on this chat, how many people's in here?
Right. Yeah. Right now about 76 success.
Okay. Everybody in this chat should at least have $100 of Bitcoin and ride it until like 2030. Because just think about it like this. Y'all should think about all the other stuff that's about to happen. But just look at this. 5 years ago, if you had invested $13,100 in Bitcoin, gold, and Apple, your total value in BTC would be $45,871.01. Your gold would be $17,212.12. Apple would be $24,660.49. So even through all the volatility, they saying, "Oh, it sucks. Oh, it crashed." Well, guess what? I caught $99 for my employee of the year. That same $99 a year and a half ago is now $500+. You don't need a lot. You got to understand, if certain people get into office, or even if that person don't get in office, if we're going to keep up with the world, the United States is going to have to start accumulating Bitcoin. And if we start doing it in the reserves, you got to pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. $100 can turn into 6 digits. Who knows? Just pay attention. Just have a little on reserve. That's all I'm saying. Instead of going out to the club or going out to that fancy dinner, get some Del Taco and buy on Cash App $100 of Bitcoin and just watch it for a couple years, and you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, I'm off my soapbox, Coach.
Nah, man. I mean, you can see it if you look at the progression of it. You know what I mean? Like, people who are like grabbing something around this range, they're definitely not mad right now. Then if
Bro,
you
I'm so
this
mad.
range, this range, like,
what I'm mad about, Cuff, is around that time I had that amount to get a Bitcoin, but I decided to do a couple projects that I believed in and a couple of Degen plays, and it didn't work out. But instead of having that money, right, instead of having that 13, 14 I could have put towards that, I would have had $67,000 now. And that's what people got to realize. Sometimes we get lost in these spaces. Sometimes we get lost in the Degen space. Sometimes it is a gamble. But sometimes when you have a good community and good leadership, it can go a long way. And me, Cuff, Justin, we're still trying to find certain tokens like that. And I think I found a couple. But the jury's still out on a couple. But I'm definitely a fan of Gotti. And I'm a fan of Saitama So. But we definitely got to get our stuff together in the background. And we are doing that. So I'm watching. I see a lot of tokens coming through, and I'm like, okay, all right, another meme. All right, I already have 2 memes. Now I need something that makes sense. Okay, I got this. I got AdvantisX. That's how we got to start thinking because you got to understand once these institutions start getting money and start putting money into crypto space, they're going to look at everything, your telegram, your leadership. Why are they going to stick $2 million in your project when your leader is talking about a whole sector of people that can get offended? Like we got to start thinking for the future before we get left behind. And I don't want to get left behind because I already know how institutions and government and everybody thinks. So okay, I'm on my soapbox again, Carl.
And
No,
another thing you, I'll go ahead, Cuff.
no, go ahead. You got it.
I was gonna say like another thing, something. One of the things that I do is like, let's say I hit on a play, I'll take 10, 5-10% of what I make profit wise, and I'll put it over into Bitcoin. And just that way you may
Are you
not have
doing
the
that or you
cash
just
right.
saying that, Justin?
I'm doing that.
Okay.
Granted,
So,
I don't hit as much as some people out there, but like I'm always going to put a little bit. It may be 50-60 bucks here, 50-60 bucks there, $100 there. But I mean, by the end of the day, next thing you got a little bit of skin in the game, and your profits are usually right there with the opportunity of going up.
Yeah, all I can say is just from all the information that we try to drop on a daily basis, we're slowly growing against more people that are noticing. But if you are sitting in here and either A, not learning nothing, or B, not able to translate this into how to make money, I'm actually planning on doing some videos just on just things to help people trade a little bit better, things to pay attention to. Two, you could definitely utilize AdvantisX, especially if you're investing in the DeFi space, just to remain safe. Make sure you're getting into good contracts, stuff like that. Then there's
scaring your
multiple
tokens.
chats.
Sorry, Carl.
No, you good. Now there's multiple chats that you can catch me into, from my Discord at Flight Club, the Advantage X one, Telegram. So I do screen share in certain sections of those. I'm gonna start doing that a little bit more. So if you guys are interested, man, there's definitely knowledge here, man. I don't think there's a reason that nobody shouldn't have enough information, especially tuning in here regular basis, man, and getting that getting the right tools, because we're not just saying do your own research. We're actually showing different people how you're able to do your own research and making it easy. So hopefully we get
Absolutely.
some people out here making some decent money in this bull run, because if the volume 3 to 5x's from the previous bull run, and it's people in my chat saying they ain't make no money, I'm gonna assume they knew, or they just like they just heard the funny parts.
Right.
They came back, Vern telling a joke again. You know what I mean? So that
Mhm.
was
Somebody got a creamy bath towel.
yep, that's all you caught, man. Like, so don't just catch those creamy bath towels out there. So if you've been around for a while, you'll understand that that analogy.
Right. Absolutely. Right. Absolutely. And there's levels to it. Like, Cuff may make this much, may make this, Vern may make this, and I may make. There's different level, but we're all going to make money. We
Yeah.
we are all going to make money this next bull run, and it's pretty damn exciting. I'm excited for it just because I saw what happened in the last one, and I think this one's going to be just on the institutional side. I think there's going to be that much more, not necessarily, and outside of retail money. I think we're going to have some really nice institutional money pushes, and I think the market, I think it's ready to explode. Like we're just continuously building that pressure on it, and waiting. I mean, look at Bitcoin for the last 6 months has been sitting around the same range. It just needs some type of fire to light the fuse, to take off.
Yeah, I think AI tokens are going to be big. I keep saying this, and I
You
happen to
think so?
actually have to actually yeah, yeah, if you look at it, even crypto.com was sending me emails. I posted the email on Twitter. They were saying AI is really starting to have an uptrend. People are really paying attention to it. A lot of money's coming into these, and it was showing it up like 15, 25%, 30%, 54%, just all of these different AI tokens that were listed that were getting a lot of volume. And it was mainly AI at that sector, and there was actually a time where we were having a downtrend in the market. So you can see people entering in a downtrend, you know what I mean, and kind of positioning themselves in a certain sector of cryptocurrency is usually a good sign. I'm excited because I just so happen to run an AI token, and not only that, but we're when I say what we're building is not a small scale at all. Period. It's a larger build, and I'm literally building a suite of tools for people to be able to utilize to be able to trade in the same fashion that I would trade, from the same expectations that I would expect from my trades to the same ease. I want trading to be easy. You know what I mean? Like, not easy to the point that everybody feels like they can come in and do it, but to people who are knowledgeable of the space, we're gonna put a lot of ease into what we're doing, and we're gonna leverage AI super heavy. So
And maybe not ease, maybe not easy, but confident.
yeah, let's use that as a statement. So I think once I release some things, I'll be able to use ease, but uh confident, it would definitely be a nicer version of saying it. But I think that a lot of people are asleep on a lot of the information and the jewels that I dropped for AdvantisX. I think one of the top jewels that I've dropped for AdvantisX was kind of explaining that previously I never bought the token because there was no reason to. It didn't coincide inside of the ecosystem. There was nothing that if I bought the token, I get this, and that made me feel like there's either an ROI there or something like that. So if you haven't paid attention to the fact that I've identified that, pretty much own the token now, and if you don't think that we're on the back end definitely rectifying that situation, you got another thing another thing coming there. It's gonna be a fun bull run. So if you're asleep on that side of it, the token is definitely going to be a huge part of what we're doing moving forward. So definitely don't get left behind there. It's not financial advice, but just a little bit of information for you guys to investigate into, look at the roadmap, kind of read in between the lines of some of the things that I'm putting out. There's definitely going to be some buying pressure there, and there's going to be a reason for the buying pressure. So it's not just going to be out of nowhere. It's going to be because there's a reason. I put a reason there, and we worked really hard on that reason. So definitely people sleeping, John, man. I'm telling you. But yeah, man. So we're gonna go ahead and we can wrap this one up, man. I think we went through a lot, man. Next stream we got, man, I'm probably gonna do an in-house giveaway. Probably won't put a tweet out, man. I'll just do the StreamYard picker or something like that. Pick somebody who's been rocking with us, engaging with us, see what we can get. But other than that, man, you got what you guys want to say before we get out of here?
Man, the only thing I gotta say is Michael Saylor, which is one of the biggest Bitcoin advocates, he bought at the top. He bought the majority of his tokens at the top. And guess what? He's way over. I mean, I forgot what the percentage is, but he's like to the green. So, I mean, it's just ridiculous. But people got to understand he did that. You can do that with $50, $20 a month. He just got a lot of capital, but you can still do that, but it'll be a lower percentage, but you'll be in the green. That's all I'm saying. It's like a 401k plan, but on steroids and HGH and all that other good stuff. But thank you, Cuff, again. Justin, good seeing you. And appreciate everybody that came out. John, Preston, AdvantisX. Please go and check it out. Please scan your tokens. John, good seeing you. Tammy J, take care.
Oh, definitely. Justin, what you got, man?
Man, I think this was tonight's stream was really good. It may not have had.
Before you do that, please tell me you paid attention to the damn thumbnail. Underneath your picture, I put two things in this world. Did you see it?
I didn't. I'll have to go. I'll have to go look at it.
Just
I'll have to go look at it.
Reason. All right, now go ahead, Justin.
My bad. Tonight's stream, it was one of those streams where there's not a lot of back and forth banter going back, with us, but it was a lot of facts, and so I think it was a good stream tonight. Definitely a good stream. Appreciate everybody for coming in, and as always, on the thumbnail, I missed it, didn't pay attention to it. Two things in this world you can control: attitude and effort. Stay positive, give 110%. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Yep. All right. So for me, I got a couple things, man. If you want more information on just anything we got going on or AdvantisX or anything, man, get into the Discord, Telegram, easy ways to contact. If you're trying to utilize either the Telegram bot or our platform, we have detailed videos on our YouTube, which you actually just saw chat. You can actually go there, follow that, and check out some of those detailed videos. Or you can ask questions. I'll actually be doing some of my own just in real life, just as a person doing it. So we got some AI generated videos for you guys that are just, you know what I mean? Showing you guys exactly step by step what you need to do. So if you need some help, it is more than available. Man, other than that, man, I appreciate you guys for showing up. It was a great one, and we'll see you guys next time. We're out there.
Hey.
Peace.